Hey guys, sorry for this is getting up so unbelievably late. I keep running into things, including having one already recorded for you guys, realizing I did it all wrong, and as of right now, having my entire recording session ready to go, and now I have phone issues, kids not sleeping, all this stuff. But don't worry, this isn't going to be any problem when we have our sessions. Welcome to my adventures. Um, I hope you guys all got the welcome to our page on Facebook. If you're on the Facebook that much and you know our town's name. We're going to work together to pick days, whether it's Sundays, Fridays, Saturdays, online sessions, some people online, some people not online. We're going to work together and it's not going to be a solid thing every time unless you guys want it to be. Online sessions will be available. And we can record the sessions and post them for later use if you guys would like. I still have to work out the kinks on that. Again, we're going to pick the time as well as you guys are going to be in charge of how long you want to go. I'm going to have as much planned for your adventures. It's up to you guys if you want to do a 1 hour, 2 hour session. If you guys, did a lot, covered a lot of ground, or if you're stuck on a puzzle, it's up to you guys as a team to decide when you're done for the day and when you want to keep going. I am planning on having snacks and drinks here. You're welcome to bring things if you would like. Just let me know ahead of time. And I do have office supplies here. I am going to provide you with all the things that you need to be able to have a session. So if you forget anything, I'm going to have backup. I have folders for you guys. I have an area for you to keep all your information if you don't want to take it home with you. I have a printer, I have a computer, I have internet. You're all free to use, unlimited, so that you're comfortable when you're here. So that's basically about the sessions really, really fast. We're going to go straight into your character chart. I would like to see your character chart and your history. If you create a story or any other side details that's not on this sheet before we have our first session, so that I can okay it all. Things like, I'm a triple agent, but I'm not going to tell my DM, probably won't fly very well when you reveal it, and I say, no. So, just bring it to me ahead of time so that I'm aware of the situation, and by ahead of time, I mean before the first session. I'm going to email these out. You can fill it in, or you can write it on a notebook and fill it in when you get here. That's fine. Alright, I'm just going over the top section right here. Okay. Your character name. It can be anything you want. I don't care about that. They do give you information in with your races on if there's names that are kind of closer to your race. Like this one right here is my character, Set Burdick. His name is Set, is from a demonic god of the Egyptians, and that's because he's a tiefling, which had demonic names passed down for generations because of their inbreeding. Again, you can have any name you want, but there are suggestions in the book. Class and level. Your class is, then you pick your race, and then you go and you pick your class. That is your ranger, your fighter, your druid, and so on and so forth. I believe everybody except for a few that I haven't heard about have your classes picked. So that just goes in that top area right there, and your level will be 1. Under class is your race, which everyone, I believe, again, except for a few which have notified me, you have all your races picked out. Actually, we have a lot of elves and half-elves, which is going to be pretty cool. Your alignment can be one of the following: lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, neutral, chaotic neutral, lawful evil, neutral evil, chaotic evil. Okay, so back to background. They are certain items, or certain, not items, there are certain types, just like classes and race. Your background isn't your history. I have the first 2 that show up. I do not know how to pronounce. I'm obviously going to put it below. It's Acolyte, and you're someone who is in a temple and is worship a god. Then the second one is Charlatan, someone who like knows how to find people's ticks. A criminal, an entertainer, a folk hero, a guild artisan, a hermit, a noble, outlander, sage, sailor, bleh, soldier, and eunuch is the last one. If you have any interest in those and want to see more information, actually, if you have interest in those and you do not have access to the information of them, let me know which one you pick, or if you want any more information, I will send you the little intro about them. And then I will send you a page here that's going to have sections. And in those sections, they're labeled personal traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. Okay? And we're going to talk about that here in 1 second. Let's just finish up that top section. Player's name is your real name, and your experience points, which will change from session to session, but as of right now is 0 because you are level 1. Okay, so we have done the top part. Now we're going to go to these 4 boxes on the side here. Those are personal traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws, which is part of your background. What you're going to do, and this can be something that you do when you show up. Do not buy dice specifically for this because dice will be provided here. Again, please do not buy dice if you don't have any when you show up here. Alright, it's not necessary. Okay, so let's say I'm actually going to go here to criminal. I'm going to go on criminal. And I have personal traits, so I'm going to go to the personal trait area, and it's D8. So there's 8 options to describe my characters. So I'm going to take a D8. So I find one. Okay, it's triangle D8. Roll it. All right, I got a 5, so I go down to 5, and I am incredibly slow to trust. Those who seem the fairest often have the most to hide. All right, that's going to go in my personal traits section. And that's going to be part of my character. Then I'm going to go to ideals. It's a D6. I roll a 6-sided die, and I pick one of those. Well, it tells me which one to pick. Same thing with bonds, and then same things with flaws. When you pick your background, let me know, and I will email you the correct things, and you may roll for them if you have the die. If you don't, you can get it again later or borrow something from someone again. No need to go out and buy expensive die when I have it here for you. Now we're going to go down here, okay? These pretty boxes right here are very important. They're your ability boxes. And these ones you can roll with the normal 6 die. I do need you to roll these physically. Everything on your chart I want you to roll for physically. Do not want you using digital rolls online. Just kind of a pet peeve of mine. So what you do is you're going to roll for your numbers. I happen to have 4 die, so I'm going to roll them all at the same time. If you have 1, you just got to roll 4 times. So I take 4 6-sided die, I roll them, all right? I have a 1, a 6, and a 6. I pick my top 6, or I'm sorry, my top 3. So I get rid of a 1, I have a 1, 6, 6, okay? So I have 13. That's a number that I'm going to use to put in one of these boxes, which is my ability score. I'm going to repeat this process 5 more times. You have 6 abilities, all right? Then when you do that, you're going to put them all in these boxes, and you get to choose which one has which. At this time, I think it's important that you know what your class and your race is, because they will give you extra points on your ability scores. Alright, I'm going to go back to monk here, which is what my character set is in a different campaign. I have saving throws, which we'll get to that in a minute, in strength and dexterity. Okay, so it might be helpful if I have higher points in strength and dexterity as monk. I'm also a tiefling, so I'm going to go to that really quick. Okay, my type link, my intelligence score increases by 1 and my charisma score increases by 2. So I could put a lesser score on my charisma because it already increases by 2, or I could stack it up and have a really good hit. Alright? So, for these guys again, 4 6-sided die, roll them, keep your highest 3, add them together, and fill in a square. Go through your class, your race, and your background, just in case, because I know you get skills with your background, to make sure that nothing else changes in your ability. It most likely will. Then, when you have all your abilities in there, you're going to add a modifier. The modifier goes in that tiny little circle that's underneath your box. I have a chart here I'm going to post. Big number, so the one that you rolled for, in the big boxes, and then from the chart you have your modifier, which goes in the tiny circle. Inspiration isn't something you roll for or something you have, it's something I give you as a DM. When your character does really well, and if it's following its traits and I deem it worthy, I will give you inspiration, and that's this tiny little box right here. So you can either put a check or an X saying you have it, or a sticker, whatever you want. When you have that, that means you can have an advantage roll for a damage roll, saving throw, or an attack roll. So that means when you roll a d20, so a 20-sided die, I want to attack a creature. I got 5. We're just going to leave it at 5 for cents right now. And I have inspiration. I might say I want to use inspiration. I have an advantage roll. So I have my 5, and then I pick it up, and I roll it again. This time I got 15. As an advantage, I can take the higher roll, which is 15, which I will. When you have an inspiration, you may also give it to another player that you think is worthy. It's kind of like passing the torch. Your proficiency bonus as of right now as level 1 is 2, so you have a plus 2 in that box. Saving throws is this tiny little box right here. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your, I believe is class. So again, my monk is a saving throw of strength and dexterity. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you Set right here, who's my monk, is I circled in these 2 little circles here to show that I have those skills in strength and dexterity. When I have a skill or a saving throw filled in, I get plus my proficiency bonus, which we just filled in was 2 at level 1. The lines right here are your modifiers, okay, so all the little things in the tiny little circles. Alright, so I have a strength saving throw, which my strength modifier that I got from the chart is a plus 1. But since I have a strength saving throw, I get to add my proficiency bonus, which is 2. So that means I have a saving throw strength of plus 3. The next part is right under the saving throws box is a larger box of skills. For skills, it's important to check your class, your race, and your background because they may or may not give you set skills. And they work just the same as a saving throw. If you have a skill, or it allows you to pick a skill out of certain ones, fill in the circle, and you'll notice on these skills, like for instance near acrobatics, which is the first one on top, it has dexterity in parentheses. That is your modifier. So you go to your dexterity when the little circle is your modifier, your plus whatever number, you put that on the space. Now, if you have the skill of acrobatics, like Set does here, you add your proficiency bonus, which is 2 because you're level 1. Okay, so for instance, I pick acrobatics for his monk ability. So I filled in this circle. My dexterity is plus 2. Since I have the skill, I get my proficiency bonus, which is plus 2. So my acrobatics, if I have to make a throw, is plus 4. Okay. Your armor class. This is important to check with your class. So your armor class, if you're not wearing any armor whatsoever, is 10 plus your dexterity modifier. Again, the one in the tiny circle. Paladin. Next one, armor class for a paladin, all armor and shield. So I would go to armor, light armor that is padded, which you would have to buy them, so you start out with no armor, okay? Cost of 5 gold pieces, so then that's 11 plus your dexterity modifier. So the number would change plus your dexterity. As you go higher, your dexterity changes. Some things have advantages, some things have disadvantages. If you would like to see the chart of armor, let me know. If it says you start with some. If you don't have armor, it's 10 plus your dexterity modifier. If not, you need to check the chart. Alright, initiative. Initiative is the middle box in the middle. And what that is your level of attack. Okay? Nothing's really going to go in there unless you want to put your proficiency bonus. Because if I say roll for initiative, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take your D20, okay, you're going to roll it and add your bonus. Well, I got a nat 1. That means I got a 1. So then my proficiency bonus is 2, so I'd have a 3. Wherever I fall in that range with all my other players and the monsters that we are attacking at the time, I would fall in the level from highest to lowest, and that is where I attack, whether it's last or first. Some people could put in, I am second in line, or I'm third. I'm going to have clip system so that you guys can know, so you don't have to keep erasing and filling it in. If you want to, you can. Okay, your speed. Your speed is based off of your race. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your race. So I'm just going to pick one. Everyone's all right. Humans, first one that popped up. Okay, I'm going to go to their traits. Speed, your walking base speed is 30 feet. So you put a 30 in there. Okay, that's speed. All right, hit points. So your HP. And you are going to find that in your class. So let's go back to a random class here. Cleric. All right, we're on Cleric. Hit points at level 1 is 8 plus my Constitution modifier, okay? So I'm going to take Set, who's the mom, and I'm going to act like he's a cleric, okay? And so I'd have 8 plus my Constitution modifier. Go down to my Constitution modifier. It's actually a 0 on here. So I would have 8. Which is hysterical because that's actually my hit points for this person to begin with. I'm lucky I didn't die last campaign. My hit die for a cleric is 1d8 per cleric level. Okay, level 1. This little section down here, it's your hit die. You put 1d8, so that means when I get hit, I have to roll a 1d8 to see how much damage I take. Temporary hit points, that has to do with spells. If you use certain spells that give you hit points, they come before, after. It's not something that needs to be taken care of because it only regards to spells, which I'm pretty sure you guys will not have your first session. Then you have your success and failure box. That is only if you are actually dead and you're doing your saving throws. Passive wisdom, and then it says perception, okay? This little box is one of all the skills that we could do. I could make a passive count for all your skills, okay? And see where you fall in that category. It's kind of interesting they only put the wisdom on there. It is 10 plus that skill, okay? So if you have perception is a skill, all right? If you don't have it circled, let's say your modifier in wisdom's at +2, so then you would have 12, okay? And that 12 would go in that box. 10 plus your wisdom, which is your perception, which is your wisdom modifier, which would be 2, okay? All right, and the last thing I have on here is your attack and spell casting, all right? That is gonna be a chart. I'll pull it up here. Again, this is based off of background, class, and race. Check to make sure you have all the equipment that you're able to have. All right, so let's say I am allowed to have a club. What I would do is where it says name, write club, okay? So that's the first gray box, and then the second gray box in that section is attack bonus. Your attack bonus has to do with your modifiers. So leave that section blank until we show up together. And then the damage / type, all right, you're going to have, it's going to be the damage column here in this chart. It gives you the dice that you throw and how many times, and it tells you what kind. Okay, so the club would be a 1d4, so I'd roll a d4 once, and it would be bouldering. The rest of the stuff is kind of a little bit self-explanatory. Other proficiencies in languages, okay, that's again, you're going to check your class, your race, and background. Unless you come with gold, which I came with gold as a hermit, or any currency, you may put it there. Equipment, again, check your race, your class, and your background on whether or not you come with any equipment. Features and traits, there's a lot of features and traits. It's really what you want to put down. Also, spell casting can go up here with the attacks here at the bottom. I forgot I had some of that, so definitely check your race, your class, and your background to see if you come with anything. Your age, your height, your weight, your eyes, your skin, and your hair. That needs to follow your race. Character's appearance, feel free to draw it. I would love to know about it beforehand, just in case we need to have some art involved. So that's basically it. This part is the part I care the most about, and the top of the second page. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to meet up. We could probably try to do something like that too, or a Skype session. That would work well for me as well. Alright, so toodaloo-baloo.